you're
don't really
scared
want to, get involved because I wasn't scared.
Right. And I think you need to. Yeah.
I think that you are taking me the wrong way. People thrive off drama. I actively avoid it, right? And that's where the implication lies. It can literally be as easy as me renewing someone's warrant for them to take that as a hostile action.
Has that happened in the past?
No, it hasn't. But the fact that people love drama so much, reoccurring things do happen like that. Like the other day, I got my head absolutely ripped off.
Yeah.
And Maxwell got her head ripped off by Eren.
Do you have any food?
Because I had to go to the lighthouse to get my lungs fixed. And Eren was like really upset, not answering phone calls because I didn't ask her to come to the lighthouse. And my response quite literally was, how the fuck am I supposed to know you even wanted to come to the lighthouse? And it was like a massive thing. She was putting the phone down on Maxwell. She was putting the phone down on me. And it's like, how are you creating? I was literally stun locked for like an hour. I was like, I physically
wait.
Can't
so what happened? I want you to play by play in full detail. Explain to me what happened.
With what?
With the Eren and you situation, so I can understand.
Oh, so I was at the hospital getting my lungs checked. This idle person rang me, said that
this is over the cigarette, right?
Yeah. Said I need to go see her to get my lungs fixed. Maxwell, Forte, and Eren was there. I was like, right, guys, I'm gonna go. I don't want any of you to come. I'm just gonna go up there. I'm gonna deal with this on my own.
Okay. Yesterday, so pause. I pause, and I'm asking these questions for clarifying. Didn't you tell me yesterday that you only went to the lighthouse because you were up there with others?
No, this was after, right? When I got my lungs fixed.
So why'd you go back to the lighthouse?
To get my lungs fixed.
How?
By Idol.
The doctor.
Well, whatever she is.
Okay.
So yeah.
Who's Idol exactly?
I don't know. Her name's Idol. And she like fucking, I don't know. She like stabbed a hole in her hand and like, her hand healed and shit. She's like some mystical fucking woman.
Okay.
And then, I drank
and she was
bit of
at
blood. And then my lungs got better,
Okay. So just to make sure I get this right, is that I told you stay away from the lighthouse. You smoke cigarettes over there. Your body was now deteriorating. 3 officers went to go help you at the lighthouse, and you decided to go back to the lighthouse to meet a doctor that you don't know anything about, and you drank her blood under the belief that it might fix your lungs.
If you were present at the hospital, it wasn't officers willing to aid me at the lighthouse. Miss Maxwell was saying, I'm coming to the lighthouse with you because I'm going to beat Norman Bones' ass. I said, Miss Maxwell, do not come. That is not a great idea. So,
Okay, you were trying to protect him is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, continue.
He said Norman Bones needs to
so
pick on someone in my own
okay.
side. Yeah, so then I drank her blood after she fixed her hand. And then Miss Maxwell and Forte were snooping on me with a camera, which was fine. And then I left, and they were like, "You need to ring Eren." I was like, "Why?" And they were like, "Oh, well, she's really upset. She's really angry." I was like, "Yeah, but why?" "Oh, well, she wanted to come."
Okay.
And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't have a fucking crystal ball. How am I supposed to know what someone wants to do?" So this is what I mean. Like, it's just little things. You're always on eggshells.
That's not eggshells. I think you're acting like an idiot, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, but still me acting like an idiot doesn't, increase my fucking mind reading abilities to know what people want to do.
But let's pause here, right? And I want to attack each one of these things one at a time. And I want you to learn from this. Eren's a detective, right?
Now, yes.
Wait, what do you mean now?
Well, it's like a whole new unit, right? She wasn't at the time. This was
okay. All right, fine. Are you aware she was investigating things at the lighthouse?
Not until after, when I found out that she was upset.
So as far as you were aware, she was just any other cop.
Yeah, wanting to come up. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. Okay. Fine. Fair. All right. So then what happened? You tried calling her, and then what?
No. Maxwell went to see her, and then Maxwell explained the situation of like it doesn't make sense. And then, you know, it's been fine since because it quite literally didn't make sense, right?
Okay.
Well, that's what I think. Obviously, you know, I didn't join in on the conversation, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, give me the details. So, like, how was she avoiding you,
how was who avoiding me?
Eren?
She wasn't. Where did you get that part from?
Well, I don't know. Just the way that you were telling the story, it seemed because it
the
seemed like
story's
this whole thing was
due to the situation anyway. That's hard to explain it in.
I mean, if there was no problem there, like, because remember, this whole conversation's attached to the fear of like renewing a warrant, right? So yeah.
I'm building foundation for why I believe that officers get upset when you do things without informing them, because it happens. And again, you know, I'm not a mind reader, so it's hard to evaluate situations.
And I
would rather stay away from that because I can't be asked with someone being upset over something that isn't even my problem anyway, you know? I just hate that shit. You know, I just try. I wake up, I try to do my job, I go to sleep, you know?
Part of your job is renewing a warrant. If you see that there's a problem there. And I recognize that there are, that the PD's full of a lot of pussies, right? I get that. But, and quite frankly, a lot of it's pretty cringe. I've seen it myself. I've experienced it in the past. It doesn't make it any less cringe. It doesn't make it any less of it being your problem. And I don't want to. I recognize why you have the fear. Trust me, I've been there. But it doesn't change the fact that for the department, it is an issue if good officers like yourself are afraid of doing basic police work because you may have the fear that you might get in trouble for doing your job, especially from another officer.
Trouble is not the word.
A drama, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right?
Like, I don't fear getting in trouble. You know, whenever I've done something wrong, I welcome it.
Let's not get caught up on the
word.
I think you know what I'm trying to say, and I get what you're saying, right? I'm not here to, look, but I need to, what I'm trying to understand here is over her being mad as relayed to you by Maxwell and you feeling like she could have called you. Did you try to resolve it with Eren?
Yeah, we all tried to call her multiple times. She kept putting the phone down.
So you did try calling her. How many times?
Yeah. Like twice.
Okay. Did you call her back again?
This is on like a 15-minute time scale, right?
Okay. And then after that 15 minutes, did you speak with her again on the matter?
I've spoke to her. Yeah, not on the matter, no. Because like this is the problem, right? I am not entertaining a make-believe situation that doesn't make sense. Like I'm not entertaining it, right? And if you were that upset with me, how can you passively continue to work with me completely normal as if the whole thing didn't initially happen?
But you don't know if she's still mad though, right?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, the make-believe situation that was like she was upset about.
But you don't know why she was upset.
So why did she not approach me?
Why didn't you approach her?
Because it's not my problem. Like nothing happened.
Okay, so let me. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you're being childish, and she might be being childish too. And the thing that I've observed more than anything, very fucking quickly, and this goes even back to when I was on duty before, is back when the Alana situation turned into what I can best describe as literal command level aids. It is your responsibility as an adult, as it is Eren's responsibility as an adult working in a professional environment, to communicate problems that are brought up that can be affecting your job. If the other individual is refusing to communicate and resolve matters, and they're holding problems like this, and I'm not saying Eren will, but clearly both of you guys haven't resolved this problem, right?
Well, no, I don't even see it as an issue.
It is an issue. I'm telling you, it is an issue because you are finding yourself unwilling to do your basic police work because you're afraid that someone might do some like bitch shit, right? Knowing Eren, I don't think she would do that. I know she wouldn't because I've worked with her for some time. Now, I can also imagine that this is probably a compounding issue where other problem that this might have been like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? But for some reason, people in this department are refusing to communicate their issues with one another in order to resolve things and move forward. And that's not good. It's not healthy. It's not. Now, you asked me, or you made the statement that, like, look, it's not your problem, but I think it is. I know it is. Because what happens here is, look, the police department is filled with children. I don't know how long they've been working professionally in the department. I don't know why they have not been trained to communicate and resolve problems. This is like basic adult professional, like conflict resolution. Like, you can't be walking into an office, absolutely have a bunch of issues with the person sitting in the desk across from you and not resolve those things if it's affecting both of y'all's work. While it might be true that other individuals may be a child or acting childish and not doing these things, it is the onus still resolve. You should be the bigger person and push that conversation forward. By it being unresolved, that creates more drama.
Well, yeah, and I can see that now.
Yeah. I want you to be the bigger adult in the department. I also strongly believe that Eren is of a similar mindset. She might be completely over it, but you not knowing this and not having resolution in it is caused that conversation to happen with you and me at the courthouse yesterday, and that's an issue. If I have to ask an officer to go in, like, renew a warrant, and they're fucking scared over some dumb shit, that's a huge issue.
I think scared is the wrong word.
I don't give a fuck what you want to call it. All right. You're going to talk to Eren. All right. And then I want you to talk to Ruby.
I do talk to Ruby.
No, you're going to talk to Ruby.
Isn't an issue.
I want you to talk to Ruby to bring up like the general atmosphere. I think with the Ruby conversation, the intent of that conversation yesterday, and I'll explain it, is that that if you as an officer, a pretty new officer, already are blemished to a point where you're like, have this fear of someone reacting negatively over you doing basic police work, command needs to be aware of that. They need to be aware of it because there might be other people that are feeling the way that you are. And they professionally should be keeping your name out of any conversation, right, to resolve it, but identify whether this is a patterned issue and get rid of that problem. And what I mean by that is, like, the fucking people bitching and crying over small shit. Am I making sense here, Frost? Right? Sure. A man should not be allowing that sort of environment to exist.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Are you comfortable with that, or is that too big of an ask?
Comfortable with what?
What I asked you to do.
Yeah, speak to her daily.
On how you felt yesterday at the courthouse, so that she's aware.
This has been heavily blown out of proportion onto.
Do not tell me it's got
considering my feelings are yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think it's on you to determine whether it's blown out of proportion or not.
Yeah, but I think it's on me to determine my own feelings, no?
I don't give a shit about your feelings. Not when it comes to this. Frost, you were afraid of tagging judges. I don't know where your feelings come into play there. You weren't able to fulfill a very basic task. Right? And whatever you were feeling was a consequence of that. So, like, unless you tell me that everything that you're doing yesterday was one massive troll, like, I don't know what to tell you, because... Wait, why is this vehicle not driving? Velociraptor, thank you for the 50 gifted subs. Thank you, brother. Do you disagree?
Disagree with what? Which part?
I'm... You're saying it was blown out of proportion, but the thing is, look, if this was about your feelings, I would agree with you, but it's not about your fucking feelings. It's about the fact that those feelings are getting in the way of
Ruby's relationship. That's what's confusing me.
Oh, I thought you meant about the. Okay, let me break this down. Two things happened yesterday, right? The first is that you were not willing to. Once we identified that Tessa's warrant needed to be updated, and I asked you to do it so that you could see what the process was, right? You didn't want to do it because you were afraid people would get mad with you. That is you failing to do a basic duty under the guise of some bullshit that might or might not be happening in the PD. The second was not wanting to bring it up with Ruby, which, fine. Maybe it was one massive fucking troll and you were just fucking around. But regardless, you telling another member of command this is also a basic thing that you need to be able to do. So that command is aware that there's an issue so they can look out for it. Not just with you, but with other officers. Being unable to do those things is not blowing it out of proportion. This should be happening in the PD. And whether it was you or whether it was someone else that brought this to my attention, I'd be telling them to do the exact same thing.
Well, I guess I just can't do the basics, huh?
God, what do you mean?
Well, you're literally telling me I couldn't do the basics. I agree.
Well,
yeah. What do you want me to do? You literally just said I can't. Yeah, I can't. You're right.
Well, we're going to resolve that, though, right?
Well, yeah, I'm going to try.
You're going to... Are you crying right now?
No, but I do need to...
It sounds like you're crying by saying, well, I can't do the basics. That's a very fucking pussy behavior statement.
I'm like 13 minutes over time right now.
Oh, I told you that we didn't have to do it today. You wanted this conversation, bitch.
You started the conversation after the 10 minutes.
Shut the fuck up. All right? Listen to me, Frost. All right? I can put these gloves back on. I can put the gloves back on. Are you asking me to put the gloves on? Because right now, it sounds to me like I'm dealing with a pussy right now. Do you want the gloves on or take them off? Hey, this is the kind of training you want, all right? You can either hear it, straight, or I can baby you just like everybody else. You're really sounding like Alana right now, I'm going to be honest.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Look. Oh my God, now he's going to think I F8'd on him.